Are you in game?
Oh, this is
yeah.
this is not higher rate of fire. What?
No, it's only in the city right now that.
Okay. I thought.
No, it's still 450 rounds per minute now on the main game.
Hi guys, this is Mattias coming at you here with a video about the SMG 08. Now with the Apocalypse update coming in February, this weapon will see a massive change, both in fire rate and in its handling. And before showing you that, of course I want to show you a little bit of gameplay here from its original state for reference. So yeah, as you can see, there are two versions of it, the factory version and the optical, and unfortunately I don't remember how to unlock them. Whoa! Okay. This one acts like a parabellum also. It's like a parabellum. It's a completely new weapon. Yeah, this is a completely new weapon. Yes, I'm not gonna lie. The changes, despite knowing that they had happened, took me by surprise. And my initial reaction, comparing the new SMG 08 to the Parabellum, is something that I, for now at least, stick to. Now, the thing about this weapon is that if you are unfamiliar with weapon control, recoil or spread control, this weapon might not suit you. But even if you are unfamiliar with it and you want to try this out, the number one advice I'll give you is burst fire. Because even if you don't control the recoil whatsoever, as long as you just tap fire, the recoil will compensate by itself. The game just has this mechanic in Battlefield 1. Now, before we continue with the gameplay footage, let me first demonstrate more clearly how this weapon now behaves, and we'll also compare it to the Parabellum that I mentioned earlier. This was firing full auto without any recoil compensation at all, and before the weapon overheats, you can fire 31 bullets if firing full auto. Here you see how the weapon can behave if you compensate for the recoil. I'm simply just pulling my mouse down as I'm firing. Just standard basic recoil compensation. And this is a little bit of burst fire, and here I'm not recoil compensating, I'm letting the game do the compensation for me. And yeah, since there are quite a number of people who see the similarities between the SMG 08 and the Parabellum, let's have a look at it. The two first examples were without recoil compensation, but with the third one here I moved my mouse towards me. Last off, I'll let the game do the recoil compensation while I just tap fire. Now, normally with a weapon that I'm more familiar with and a weapon that I know how it handles, I do tap fire a lot faster. But then you have to recoil compensate even if you're tap firing. In this test, I wanted to see how fast you can tap. Without extra recoil compensation than the game already offers. Now, the very last part of this test, before we go back to the gameplay, I'm trying to do basically the same thing, but now I'm also moving. And since the nerf of the so-called AD spam or strafing, in most situations I just strafe in one direction for as long as that is even possible, because it simply now, after the change to strafing, isn't really worth it to change direction. Well, at least not in my opinion. So now, if you didn't already know it, there's another YouTuber called Westy who also made a video about this specific weapon, and that video is very well worth checking out. I just had a look at it myself prior to making this particular video. So now I'm going to let the video here play out. I hope you will enjoy it. And as you can see, these maps now have texture, so you'll see that as well. And I'll actually add a little bit of landship gunning at the very end of the video for the sake of one of the new maps. My name is Mattias, and I want to thank you all for watching.
A sentry kit is available near your location. We have lost objective butter.
No.
Objective apples.
Oh, what? I thought I was dead. And here I am, alive and well. Just a few burns.
Objective done.
Horse killer.
We have one objective remaining.
Oh.
Hab keine Munition mehr! Ein Maschinengewehr!
Okay, this is... it requires control. It requires a whole lot more control on your end now.
We have lost objective Duff.
Oh, there was another guy. Gas, gas, gas! This is a nightmare. It's gonna be interesting though to see what it looks like now with textures. Alright, it's not gonna be game breaking. Give me an angle.
Enemy medic sighted.
We have taken objective apples.
It is quite different now that you have the textures, I think, or maybe it's just my imagination that it actually changes up the. I mean, obviously it looks different, but I mean that it changes the game flow because of what was a problem.
That's an enemy shot.
Because before there was textures, or maybe they changed something else also. Before it was almost impossible to get anything done here as an attacker, if we would call ourselves that. Oh crap.